Welcome to Last Breath Live, where we share strategies, tips, tricks, and tactics for hunting big whitetails, food plots, tree stands, trail cameras, and more. The goal of this series is to bring you educational outdoor content live as it happens in the field. Created by hunters, for hunters, thank you for tuning in to Last Breath Live. Do us a favor and subscribe to our channel, turn on the bell notifications, and drop us a comment in the section below.
What you doing?
Well, it is 15th of August, Last Breath Live. Matt and Jesse today are seeding some of their food plots, which we will be doing that too. We're just waiting for some rain to come through. But instead, two things we're doing today. First off, we had that crazy ass windstorm blow through. It is a good opportunity to go check your stands. We had several down trees on our farm, so we got the saw. We're clearing any of our lanes, driving, and then making sure that the tree your stand is in didn't go toppling over. But more importantly, we're those crazy guys that are planting a tree, if you will. So at my house, unfortunately, we lost a huge oak tree. I mean, a humongous white oak tree. It's gorgeous, and it sucks that it went. But white oak is my favorite tree to put a scrape on because of how the leaves stay on so long, how malleable the branches are. So we cut a limb off that's about 6 inches around and like 15 foot long, and it's perfect. We didn't have to cut a tree down here. We're gonna plant a scrape tree in our food plot.
Right in this shooting hole right here. So I'm in the hunter stand currently, quote unquote. And that's our hole that the scrape tree is gonna be in. If you guys can see the post hole diggers, it's gonna be right there. So this whole edge is feathered. We have a shot opportunity from about 15 to 40 yards there. A hole right there to kill off the scrape tree. A hole from like 25 to 60 yards there. And then we have this nice trail coming in and out that we can kill on. So,
and a north wind lays us right over our edge feather.
Yep.
You know, it's flirting with fire because obviously, yes, a deer could walk this, but if we get a north wind with just a little bit of west in it, which northwest is prevailing, it'll push us right over this edge feather. Anything in this food plot and anything coming out of the bottom, which is where this trail runs, is dead, and they'll never know it. The only thing we have to be careful about is our ground scent. Obviously, we got to get in here. We can't jump the edge feather, so if we do our due diligence, make sure our boots are clean, and we just slip in here quiet as can be, should be pretty good. But we got to go to work. We're going to put that tree in the ground about 2 feet and just pack dirt around it. We're not putting in concrete or anything crazy. It might not be permanent. It might be if the deer tend to like it, and I'm going to go dig a hole.
we're on the ground level. So this is basically the deer's eye view. So I've got the camera about 3 feet off the ground right now in my hand. And deer meander down this path. So we smoked this path for another 200 yards that way. Deer come out. They cannot go to the left because this whole edge is feathered. They cannot go to the right because that edge is feathered as well. They're forced to come out right here. We got a Moultrie mobile that's going to let us know if and when there's anything that we want to kill. They're going to come out. Historically, we've had a scrape right here with the mobile monitoring it right at the outside of this trail. And we zip tie historically branches to this tree, and that's the scrape. So hopefully the buck that we want to kill will come out here, around to the corner, walk right over here towards Garrett, rub on this tree that's in the back of the Ranger that we'll show you in a second, and there's our stand that we just talked about. So hopefully this is a good opportunity for us. So we're going to dig this hole and hopefully set the stage for a good October fight picking. Okay, so there you have it. Our tree is in. Now, the devil's in the details on the little side branch here. So we want this little side branch to be the primary branch. So if we had it our way, the deer's got his head and his antlers about like this. It's coming in here to mess this branch around, which opens us up for a broadside shot from our tree stand in there. So that's the strategy behind this one. You pretty happy with how that came out?
Fuck yes. If we're lucky, like ridiculously lucky, you can like have cuttings grow. Usually you have to have it off of trees 5 years or less, but if that thing shoots roots, I'm buying a lottery ticket. Because that would be too perfect. I don't know. Either way, it's kind of cool. I mean, it looks like it belongs there.
Yeah.
Straight as an arrow.
Okay, so now what?
Paint the inside of our ground blinds.
Why are we doing that?
So it darkens them up.
Got some exterior paint there that we had extra from...
No, those are $5 gallons, man.
Yeah. Oh no, those are the Menards
Mist tints. We're all about the budget-friendly options.
So we're gonna go paint the inside of our ground blind so that way deer can't silhouette us when we're sitting inside for like gun season, or we're sitting over this food source for early bow season. That's a ground blind Garrett and I built last summer. For those of you guys that are like in the inner circle, you saw us build that. But it's a hexagon blind, so we got bow windows right there, 36 inches long, and a nice big deep window on the front. So we're gonna walk up here, show you guys our view, and show you why we want everything with this blind to be right. So this is the blind location in which Geronimo was killed out of, actually. And this is our blind, and we sheeted the inside. We've got double pane windows so they don't fog, and then these windows are nice. We just kind of rolled that, and we built everything on these, so we're gonna have a lot of pride if it comes together in one of these. I'll lighten this up for you since we just shut it all off. But we sit down on one of our seats here, which these swivel, which for bow hunting, that's a big deal. If I could give you any tips. So this is my seat. Garrett's seat's right there. And this is our view out of our blind. So we have 2 acres of clover right here in front. Right here. That scrape tree that we just put in is in our turnips, which we got another 1.5 acres of turnips. And that scrape tree is right down there on that edge, up right in the turnips. And then those are 2 acres of hot wire fenced off beans. We don't want to get any paint on our nice summit chairs, so Garrett's taking them down so we don't drip any paint on them or anything. And he's coming up.
Here's a good example. Like when you are driving down the street and somebody doesn't have their lights on in their house. Like inside, it's really hard to see inside. But when you're driving down the road and somebody's got a light on, you can see right inside. No, we're not going to have lights on, but this reflects way more light than that. I mean, there'll be a stark difference by the time we get done painting it, and like the ISO and f-stop and all the settings on the camera that we're going to have to use just for us to like stand out. So it'll make a big difference. It's just dark colors soak up light.
Okay, we're officially done with our first blind. Well, outside of like 10 more strokes that Garrett has. But here's what it looks like now. Lighten it up for you guys. But it is just
Shut the door and see how dark
insanely dark in here now. Like you guys can see, that was the original color there. Right? I'm going to shut our door. And it's just shrouded in here. Like pitch black. So this is going to be awesome, and we're just going to hang out in here in the shadows. And like, I think it's important to note, we spent less than $10. Like, this is a $5 mist tent, a $2 roller, a $2 brush. Like, I mean, in 20 minutes. Yep. That little details like that make big differences. And you know, no, is there going to be a mist tent black, gray, brown every time you go? No. But when you go to Menards to pick up nails for your project or wallpaper or something, just go to the back, see what's in there. Like, I bought this paint, I don't even know, months ago, knowing it was going to be for this purpose. So that's pretty much it. We're going to do the same thing to our next blind, but before we go... Oh, yeah? Yeah. Got a little giveaway action. So we're doing a big giveaway once we hit 1 million. No. 1 billion subscribers. Not 1 billion, that's a little heavy. But our YouTube channel, once we get to 3,000 subs, we're going to give away a sweet prize by HHA. It's a drop away rest, and we may or may not throw a sight in with that. So drop us a comment below and give us a thumbs up. Tell us what you thought. And if you're interested in doing any of this, we're always on social media. You can always reach out and ask us a question. But to enter into our giveaway, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the stuff that we're putting out on a weekly basis. Our new season, Moultrie's Image Autopsy, and that's pretty much it. Like, comment, subscribe. And once we reach 3,000 subs, we will be giving away that rest and probably a sight to go with it. Tell your friends.